his commitment to the judicial reform agenda as a foundation for national access to justice. Upper State Governor urges legislators to promote peace and reconciliation in their constituencies. Government and World Bank discuss enhancing land and river transport in the country. Hello, good evening, and thank you for tuning in to Ssbc with me, Mathiang Joseph. We begin our news broadcast tonight with the People authorities expressing concerns about the lack of effective infrastructure, including roads and communication networks, which are essential for facilitating the security and peace efforts. As the area continues to focus on enhancing essential services, improving the well-being of its citizens remains a top priority. Vice President Dr. James Wane-Iga and People Chief Administrator Gola Boyo-Gola convened to addressing these challenges and to drive the region towards improved infrastructural development. Dr. Iga reaffirmed the government's commitment to reorganizing the SPLM in the area and collaborating closely with the local community to stabilizing the security situation in the People administrative area. Following the meeting, Chief Administrator Gola urges the national government to support infrastructural development projects in the area to facilitate better service delivery in the region.
We had a fruitful meeting with His Excellency Dr. James Wane-Iga, the Vice President for Economic Cluster, and also the first Deputy Chairman of the SPLM. We have briefed him about the situation in Greater Bibor administrative area and the areas whereby need the national government intervention. He promised to look into these issues, especially the issues of reorganizing the SPLM party in the area, and also working closely with the locals, communities, to make sure that the security situation is stabilized. We have also argued that we are in need of the support from the national government for us to take some infrastructures and some development projects in the area, with a promise that is going to work on them, discuss various of the issues, and His Excellency the Vice President promised to look into these issues so that the area will be supported. He also promised that he will try to visit the area during the dry season so that he can acquire himself with the situation on the ground, so that because we believe that Greater Bibor administrative area is one of the less developed areas in South Sudan, which needs a special consideration from the national government in terms of service delivery and road connectivities, because for us to render service to the people, we need road connectivity, which is one of the challenges that are affecting us in the area. So these are the issues that we discussed with His Excellency, the Vice President, and we are hopefully that we are going to follow up those discussions.
South Sudan and Ethiopia have discussed enhancing the bilateral relations between the two countries for the mutual benefit of the citizens of both nations. The meeting between the Presidential Advisor on National Security Affairs, Turgan Luak, and the Ethiopian Ambassador Nabil Mahdi focused on addressing the factors behind the extension of the transitional period, resumption of the oil production and infrastructural development. The Ethiopian diplomat Nabil Sudan's commitment to attaining sustainable, reiterating Ethiopia's unwavering support to the people of South Sudan in terms of development and investment opportunities in the region.
Ethiopia and South Sudan are sister countries, and we have special relations between South Sudan and Ethiopia. Ethiopia was the second country to recognize South Sudan when South Sudan became independent, and therefore, and plus our relations, South Sudan and Ethiopia are cordial relations. Our people, when they're in Ethiopia, they feel at home, and therefore should the same also with Ethiopians when they are here in South Sudan, they feel at home, and therefore we share our issues together. We came here to discuss issues concerning the development of the relation between.
Very much. Today I have very cordial discussion, fruitful discussion with the Honorable Presidential Advisor, Honorable Cole Mayang Jok. We have very fruitful discussion. We have discussed about historical relation of Ethiopia and South Sudan, and plus the importance of expediting the undergoing project between Ethiopia and South Sudan, especially on road electrification project, because we have a good diplomatic and political relation, which is very strategic. This Ethiopia and South Sudan signed a strategic bilateral relation in 2012 after the independence with different sectors, but we agreed to expedite the different projects signed and undergoing, especially on road electrification and other issues. And as Honorable Presidential Advisor explained, we agreed to expedite and increase the number of scholarships that Ethiopia is giving currently, more than 300. It is
Apologies, that was a meeting between Ethiopian ambassador and senior presidential advisor Kwal Manyang Juk. The Reform Committee successfully completed collecting public views on advancing the judiciary as the country strives to strengthening its judiciary system. To strengthen, the committee represented their report opinions to Ruben Madola, the Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, underscoring the country's commitment to a judicial reform agenda as a foundation for national access to justice. Arol stresses that the report will be presented to the Council of Ministers for final approval. The Deputy Chairperson of the Judicial Reform Committee, Justice Joyce Olwanshi, stresses that their report reflects views collected during the last week's validation forum in Juba.
This report, I believe, will be the foundation, not just for the judiciary of South Sudan, but for the whole of the justice sector. And I believe shall shape the future of this generation and the generations to come. That's not an easy task. For now, we can only say we are going to follow up on the process of that official handing over of the report to His Excellency the President.
The report highlighted last week's validation workshop and how rigorous and robust it was and intensively scrutinized by stakeholders. The validation gave the people of South Sudan the national ownership of the report and lent their legitimacy to the final.
Diverting our attention to the development of river transport as part of the country's economic diversification, the government, in collaboration with the World Bank experts, reviewed the technical design for Juba to reach Kapoita Nadapal Highway, as well as plans to enhance river navigation along the Juba-Bor route. During a meeting with the National Ministers of Roads and Bridges, Simon Mijok and of Transport, Madurbial Yal, the World Bank team, the World Bank importance of improving river and land transport sectors was highlighted as a key to bolstering social and economic development of local communities by providing them with easier access to markets for their products. Minister Mijok highlighted that the technical cooperation between the World Bank and the ministry is at advanced stages, aiming to enable South Sudanese engineers to apply World Bank standards with numerous infrastructure projects in the country. World Bank team leader Bernard Aretwai noted that despite the challenges posed by flooding in many parts of the country, World Bank financed projects are progressing well.
We have covered the level of preparations and river transport in terms of preparing the team. The consultant is already engaged, and for the road, we have already engaged 2 consultants to work on the design review as well as environmental assessment, and we are expecting the report to be ready by the coming November. And then the preparation will be focused on arranging the donors conference for financing the road project.
The progress is very good. We can see the technical preparatory works are moving forward together with the preparation of environment and social impact assessments. And we see this river as an engine for supporting economic growth along the corridor, Juba all the way to Renk in the future, which are moving quite well. Despite the impacts of the flooding, a lot of work has been done. We see very good support from the ministry, which is Ministry of Transport and Ministry of Roads and Bridges, that are fully staffed. And so we're confident now that
the government and the African Development aiming to transition to a vibrant and skilled labor market capable of competing globally. On Thursday in Juba, Minister of Labor and Industrial Relations James Othmai and the African Development Bank Country Director to addressing challenges hindering economic and development progress in the country. My strength is that the focus areas include strengthening vocational training centers and building youth capacity. Country Director Themba reaffirmed the office's commitment to fostering a strong relationship with South Sudan to support capacity building and advance social development across Africa.
Discussion focus on, as usual, on our skill development of the whole country, and especially we in the area of vocational training centers, which African development has been very instrumental helping training our young people in different skills. And also we discussed very much about renovating, of course, our vocational training centers that can give better chances for training. I discussed also with him to consider opening more vocational training centers, especially in areas where we have some problem.
But what is important, we had also come to update him about the status of the labor surveys that we are going to support the government with. And I think, let me emphasize one of the important points that he has also raised. As you do these projects, there are also emerging issues that he has realized strategically that probably the focus that looks specifically on the supply side. So then in order for this support to be effective, we should also be focusing also on the demand side. So he was also explaining to us.
The Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Mande Samaya Kumba, and Indian Ambassador Vishnu Kumar have convened to exploring avenues for bilateral cooperation between South Sudan and India. The meeting also focused on capacity building training for South Sudanese students, highlighting India's commitment to the development of South Sudan and enhancing its human capital. Ministry's spokesperson Apuki Ayuel Mayan reported that the Deputy Minister assured the diplomat of the government's dedication to strengthening ties with India through numerous capacity building programs in the country.
India is proposing to help South Sudan in digitization. The Honorable Minister also had his views about our scholarship selection system, application system, and he also wanted some information to help South Sudanese students who are going to India for studies.
The discussions covered a variety of topics, including ongoing development projects, capacity building initiatives, and opportunities for further political engagement and multilateral cooperation. The Deputy Minister reaffirmed South Sudan's commitment to deepening ties with India in alignment with our common goals. Ambassador Kumar provided insights into bilateral programs such as diplomatic training, scholarship, and collaborations with key ministries. Both parties committed to maintaining close communication and coordination, as well as expediting the signing of agreements and memoranda of understanding.
The Parliamentary Network for Population and Development in the Transitional National Legislative Assembly, led by Major Babur Ajal, emphasizes the importance of including youth who make up 70% of the population in the decision-making process as a foundation for national peace and security. At the conclusion of the National Youth Peace and Security Strategy Forum, supported by the African Organization, participants from numerous states and administrative areas acknowledged the critical role of youth in formulating peace and security strategies. In his closing remarks, Emmanuel Koko described a two-day workshop as a significant opportunity for the young people to validate to the national strategy on youth, peace and security in the country, calling upon civil society organizations to unite young people in efforts to implement peace and security initiatives across the country.
National government, when we look at generally, they have not much work to do. But it is back to us at the state level. It is back to us at the country level. It is our role as civil society. It is our role as youth association to make sure that we bring the concern of young people from the grassroots level who cannot able to come and meet with Honorable Babu Majur in the national parliament. But through us, through the youth association, through the state ministers, their voice can reach to the level that we want.
All of us, the issue of peace and security does not end up with our president or with our ministers. It is a collective responsibility. All of us are involved. Even you young people, don't just sleep there and say that itu Nazal Kubar, you bring peace. Where is that peace? We are involved, all of us, to bring peace. Especially you. You are the most active. If we are going bad, why do you go with us? Yes. You should participate in bringing peace. Telling that no, that wrong thing, we should not be a party to it. You detach yourself from those things. Say that we put this country right. I thank you very much, and our function is...
East African community legislators are strongly advocating against foreign interference in the elections of partner states, labeling it as a form of neo-colonialism during a recent debate on the report from the Committee on Regional Affairs and Conflict Resolution. The legislators highlighted that partner states have been struggling to fund their own election processes, leading to foreign influence in the electoral processes. Ssbc's James Arusi reports.
A backlash on civil society activities in the region that is seen as one of the powers interfering with the African democracy, as pushed by the Western powers, that is causing post-election violence in the region.
The majority have their way, and the minority had. The word is had, their say. We are witnessing in Africa, especially in ESC, where after an election, we start another campaign, especially led by civil societies.
These regional lawmakers, in a debate that was attended by school children in a gallery, accused the civil society organizations across the region of being Western political channels, ushering a new form of neocolonialism through funds they receive from Western powers.
And Honorable Speaker, to be frank, if a civil society, they can't bite the hand that feeds them. They will entirely be responsible and advance the agenda of their foreign masters. And in advancing the entire agenda of the foreign masters, they bring us to what I define as political, socio-economic neocolonialism.
The members blame failures by partner states to fund their own elections for continuous foreign political interference and pressure generated during post-election difficulties. Honorable Gideon Gatpan says issues to do with the foreign interference on elections would be mitigated by independent funding allocated by partner states for their own elections.
We need to borrow from an experience from the Republic of Rwanda, where elections are 100% funded by the government. So I know it is going to be difficult, but I think that is the way to go, because funding from outside informs a lot of issues to do with the credibility and integrity of the electoral processes in our partner states.
Members also noted the monetization of the ballots that has seen citizens make less informed decisions when casting their votes due to lack of civic education to the populace.
This question not targets some of the populations, hence leaving the edge, leaving the gap in understanding and empowerment.
We're going for a break. When we come back, we shall look at the empowerment of female leaders with electoral skills in the country. Stay tuned for more stories coming up.
Statement Engineering Group is a subsidiary of Statement Solution Limited, a South Sudanese-owned company registered under the South Sudan Company Act of 2012. We are committed to delivering excellence and exceptional services to meet our clients' needs. Our comprehensive offerings span consultancy, engineering services, building materials, general supply, interior design, and industrial equipment. Client satisfaction is our top priority. We strive to be responsive and proactive in meeting their needs. Our project managers collaborate with skilled local teams to ensure successful execution of the projects regardless of the space involved.
For inquiries, contact us on 0912 325562 or 0912 325254 or 0912 325225 or log on to our website www.statemangroup.com or www.statemanrealtor.com or Facebook page Statement Engineering Group or send us an email info@statemanengineering.com.
Welcome back and thank you for tuning in. Now to proceed with the news. The National Transformational Leadership Institute, an affiliate of the University of Juba, has partnered with the United Nations Women to empower 50 leaders, both men and women, from political parties, civil society organizations, and faith-based organizations. This program aims to equip them with essential knowledge and skills regarding the key legal frameworks governing elections in the country. Ssbc's Abate Simon Godot reports.
The status of women's representation during the transitional period and building consensus on how to strategically inspire women's voice ahead of 2026 elections is a core empowerment target.
Their integrity, their honesty, objectivity, experience, and shall have no partisan affiliation.
The director of National Transformational Leadership Institute of the University of Juba, Angelina Bazuva, urged women to organize their potentials to addressing women's interests at the forthcoming elections.
How do we work with male allies strategically that they can stand together with us and support women? So these are some of the key issues that came out, and I'm very happy to tell you that the people you have here today have completed this and are more than ready to move forward.
The deputy country representative of UN Women South Sudan office, Ruhaya Mohammed, said equipping women with the necessary knowledge and skills will leave no one behind on women political participation.
Informally, you can impact in it. You can also start from your household. Call all your family members. Tell them about the Women's Center. Tell them about the National Action Plan of Women, Peace and Security. Tell them about the 35% and how it works. Tell them about election, how it is important to register, how it is important to have a political party. All these things, people just say, okay, election is what, so please, and also emphasize the role of women.
The Chargé d'Affaires of Norway in Juba, Ambassador Iga Elizabeth, confirms her home government continuous support to South Sudan in achieving gender equality and promoting democratic governance to increase women's political participation.
Knowledge is the first step towards empowerment, and this workshop has provided a valuable platform for constructive dialogue with counterparts from diverse backgrounds. I am confident that you have all gained fresh perspectives on best practices, innovative strategies, and unique challenges faced by women.
Jenny Tifoni Bulen, the representative of the participants, affirms that the acquired knowledge will pave way for women to addressing challenges related to 35% quota and harmful social norms.
Madereso anna kastan in kabajai o asan kabanna bagero wode le sala network le grassroots tehed na kaman kelimo no fayen ana in kabadi zatu benefit to sunu ana kanijada gorade ana giste fi sunu fo.
The program aims to prepare women as voters and candidates, besides promoting social change at all levels of public governance. Abate Simon Bodo, Ssbc.
As the 24th East African Community Trade Fair continues in Juba, Rwandan products are showcased in a unique display designed to attract investors and buyers. Addressing the media, Rwandan's non-resident ambassador Joseph Rutabana encourages exhibitors at the trade fair, which aims to promote small-scale businesses to prioritize innovation and creativity for global markets. Ambassador Rubana emphasizes that Rwanda has consistently promoted initiatives and policies aligned with the East African Community agenda. Flavia, the Director of Customs and Trade at the East African Community Secretariat, described this trade fair as a platform where the region's diverse offerings can be celebrated.
Rwanda has consistently implemented policies and initiatives aimed at reducing bureaucratic hurdles, fostering innovation, and providing targeted support to SMEs. Through streamlined regulatory processes, financial incentives, and infrastructure development, we are dedicated to creating an environment where businesses can flourish. In collaboration with the East African community, we are actively working towards regional integration and harmonization of policies to facilitate cross-border trade and collaboration. Our goal is to create a seamless business environment that allows MSMEs to expand their reach beyond national borders, fostering economic synergy within East African region.
This is a platform that we all celebrate the diversity of East Africa. And what we had the previous days shows that the unity among the East Africans is what we have to promote. And we need to look forward to look out for a product that is not only Rwanda-made, Kenya-made, Tanzania-made, but East African-made. And we will promote that as an East African product. And I think this can come out of such trade.
Central Equatorial State authorities have initiated discussions on billboard regulations and outdoor advertising, the establishment of ICT and digital facilities, as well as the creation of a printing press and the news magazine as a foundation of advancing the dissemination of peace and reconciliation messages across the region, which continues to struggle with the gaps in basic services. Governor Agustino Jadala Camilo Wani, who briefed his cabinet on his recent peace mission to state counties, acknowledges these gaps and called for a unified community engagement in the social harmony and agenda to pave the way for effective service distribution to grassroots communities. Addressing the media after the discussion, General Francis, the State Acting Minister of Information and Communication, stresses that the meeting also approved hiring a consultant for the Directorate of the Environment to assisting enhance environmental priorities in the region.
Central Equatoria is in the center of the country because it's hosting the national government. Many of our people are here. We need, as a state, have a news magazine that will be also produced preferably on monthly basis for the start. So all these memos were presented. The one of agriculture was approved. The reinstatement of the hire of a consultant was approved, and then also the 4 other projects of Ministry of Information and Communication were returned back to be incorporated in a bill that is on a process. And then after that, it will be brought back to the Council of Ministers, because the memos are very, very important, and they need to be critically refined so that to avoid any inconveniences.
Governor James Udoguya calls on legislators to shoulder their responsibilities and citizens' interest above theirs. Governor Uya, who was addressing the State August House in the capital Malakal, urges the lawmakers to promote peace and reconciliation within their respective constituencies as they go for recess. Ssbc's Mario Suleiman reports.
In his address, Governor James Udoguya encouraged members in the State Legislative Assembly to spread messages about forgiveness, reconciliations, healing, peace and unity, and contribute in providing basic service in their respective constituencies. He was addressing the House in the 2024 session before recess.
أنينا ما هنربي الجيال البيجي يكونوا أعضاء بتاع برلمان، يكونوا حكام، يكونوا نواب الحكام، يكونوا الوزراء. هنربيهم كيف؟ عن طريق المدرسة. لازم يكون في مدرسة، لازم يكون في مستشفى، لازم يكون في موية نظيف. أنينا كحكومة بتاع النيل بدأ من سلطة تنفيذية وسلطة تشريعية، لازم يكون في حاجة أنينا نخلوه هنا. ما في زول هيشتغل في البلد ده غير نحن أمناء بتاع البلد ده.
The State Deputy Governor Deng Joangok appreciates the members in the House for their accomplishments before recess.
نحن في السلطة التنفيذية راضين كل الرضا على التعاون التام ما بين السلطة التشريعية والسلطة التنفيذية. نتمنى إنه التعاون تستمر للمصلحة بتاع الولاية ومصلحة بتاع أبناء العالمين. اليوم نحتفل بالقفل المجلس ومجلس بيحمل في الشنطة بتاعه أكبر إنجاز هو إنجاز الميزانية. نحن كسلطة تنفيذية ملتزمين التزام كامل بالتنفيذ كل ما ورد في الميزانية.
The Speaker of the State Legislative Assembly, Jacob Dollar Roots, calls upon the people of Upper Nile State to unite and do more in developing and advancing the state in various domains.
Dear honorable members, the House, as we demonstrate a spirit of unity, compassion, cooperation, I urge and encourage you to continue working as one team and collectively rebuild the prosperous and glorious Upper Nile State with the zeal of dignifying and opportune interests of our people. We can continue to work towards the brighter future of Upper Nile State by ensuring peace, security, and prosperity for all residents of Upper Nile State.
For Ssbc News, Mario Suleiman.
South Korean contingent in the United Nations mission in South Sudan, HONMIS, donated office furniture to the government of Jonglei State to boosting service delivery in the region. Speaking upon receiving the donation in Bor, Deputy Governor Atongkwal Manyang Juk commended the role being played by the Korean contingent in supporting developmental activities among other services in the state. The donation includes veterinary drugs for the state Ministry of Animal Resources and to maintain animal welfare, support livestock production and prevent the spread of diseases in the region.
Cooperation and partnership that they have been having with our government. We appreciate all that you have been doing. And we know in regards to this particular donation about the furniture to the office of the Deputy Governor and also the veterinary medicine that has been brought. They are very important. First of all, when you look at the furniture, any office that you go into, what attracts you first is how well the office is organized. And of course, the last time when you came to the office, when we were doing renovation, and that was around April of this year. And we were with Hofo, that is Madam Gita, and I brought it to your attention that we needed support in furniture. And you noted that. So it has been something that we have been expecting, but we did not know it will come very soon. So we are very grateful for what you did, because anybody who comes there and sees the office, that is the image of Jonglei State. So for us to even deal in other issues that were mentioned previously by Mr. Gilbert, it starts from there. You being organized from the office, now look into the issues of peace, look into other issues that are helping the state. So we are very grateful for that. Also, in regards to the donation to the veterinary medicines, those are very vital, because if you look at the situation we have now, the flooding, we know that there are many diseases that animals get, especially livestock.
The people of Abia have renewed their call for international recognition as they celebrated the 11th anniversary of their referendum, in which over 90% of voters expressed their desire to be part of South Sudan in 2013. Addressing the jubilant crowd, acting Abia Chief Administrator Deng Arop Mading urges cooperation and unity to drive the region towards sustainable development and peace reconciliation, respectively. Ssbc's Mario Solomon reports.
We cannot and will not accept anything that undermines the voices and the choice of the people of Abia.
في خطابه الرئيسي أكد رئيس إدارية منطقة أبياي بالإنابة دين أروب مدين
that undermine voices and the choice of the people of Abyei.
في خطابه الرئيسي عقد رئيس إدارية منطقة أبيي بالإنابة دين أروق مدين للجمهور التزام حكومة إدارية منطقة أبيي الثابت لضمان
Apologies for that Arabic version. That's it for me and the team. I am Mathiang Joseph, and thank you for tuning in. Stay tuned for more programs coming up.
Are you ready to do Lugara Sawa? Yeah! Are you ready for it? Dynamic, come and turn this on.
This song is a special dedication to one of the men that really opened up the doors for all of us entertainers. Put your hands together for General Paulino! And I just want to say, without him, there will not be dynamic. So, thank you so much. Y'all ready? Are you ready?
Rich Kid Sound. Shaka on the beat, yo. Ruka music. Crocodile. Sudanese child. Franco. Loconyo mayo. LB with the hit, yo. Lil B. Check General Paulino. Abu Mapuma Welcome to South Sudan, where you see a lot of faces. A lot of faces hailing from a lot of places. A lot of places representing a lot of races. Junubia, the name of my people. My people, we say good over evil. From those lovely mountains up in Imaton. Make your way, don't stop and make it down to Yambio. Meridi, Kajo, Peji, Warumbek, Malaka. Lugara Sawa, Lugara Tuguma, Lutuko, yeah. Lugara Sawa, Lugara Ruduma, Mundari, Lugara Sawa, Lugara Rutufi, Abiye, Lugara Sawa, Lugara Kamanfi, yeah. Lugara in locale.